We obsess over daily habits, waking up at 5 in the morning, cold plunges, reaching inbox zero. But your life's actual trajectory is dictated by a heavier, unmoving foundation. It's built on three pillars: your city, your career, and your partner. Society hands you a strict schedule for these pillars. Sometime in your 20s, you are expected to pick a career path, sign a lease in a city, and find a spouse, all to prove you've successfully reached adulthood. Checking off those boxes provides massive, immediate relief. You get the congratulations, the wedding registry, the impressive LinkedIn update. But locking in lifelong variables just to quiet your current anxiety creates intense structural fragility. Software engineers call this technical debt, writing bad code quickly to meet a deadline, knowing it will break the system later. When you rush your triad to meet an arbitrary timeline, you are taking on human technical debt. Using speed to measure your life's architecture guarantees you will prioritize social approval over structural integrity. This table illustrates switching costs. Choosing a career, city, or partner at 25, then reversing it at 35, requires tearing up your life's floorboards. A divorce, a radical pivot, or selling a house at a loss destroys a decade of compounded wealth. Taking a long time to finalize these three pillars looks like procrastination to the outside world. In reality, it is a calculated high ROI risk mitigation strategy. The transaction is straightforward. You spend the currency of prolonged uncertainty to purchase compounding alignment for the next 4 decades. Enduring temporary discomfort now is the required entry fee to prevent a devastating, expensive correction later. Let's look at the first pillar, vocation. Coming out of school, the pressure to secure a prestigious title is immense. The alternative is treating your 20s as an active data gathering phase. You intentionally job hop, take apprenticeships, or delay graduate schools specifically to test different industries. This plots vetting effort against eventual satisfaction. As you test career paths, your vocation point drops into high uncertainty. But that dip collects empirical data on daily tasks you excel at. Eventually, alignment curves upward into compound growth. The immediate trade-offs are real. You will experience a lag in early career income, and you will endure the awkwardness of not having a neat answer when someone at a party asks what you do. Absorbing that early vocational confusion protects you from waking up at 40 trapped in a senior management role you despise. The second pillar is location. Most people default to their hometown or the city where they went to college. A better approach is to intentionally spend money renting in multiple, drastically different cities over a period of years, rather than immediately locking into a 30-year mortgage. Geographic exploration pushes your location point deep into the high uncertainty trough. You endure the exhaustion of packing boxes and breaking leases to find the specific ecosystem that natively supports your lifestyle. Once found, location joins vocation in compound growth. You are directly sacrificing early home equity accumulation and trading it for the physical exhaustion of relocation. Giving up a few years of property appreciation is a cheap price to pay to avoid chaining yourself to a declining market or a culture that clashes with your values. The final and highest stakes pillar is partnership. This is where biological clocks and social timelines exert maximum pressure. The required strategy here is active refusal, refusing to settle down simply because you hit a milestone age like 30 and feel time is evaporating. It requires the willingness to end good but not great relationships and re-enter the dating market. You are strictly vetting partners for how they resolve conflict and manage finances, not just how well you get along on a weekend trip. This extended vetting pushes your partnership point deepest into the valley of high uncertainty. The psychological toll is heavy, but securing an aligned teammate is a compounding force multiplier for your time, energy, and wealth, towering over every other metric. The trade-off is brutal. It means enduring periods of intense loneliness, fighting biological anxieties, and watching from the sidelines as your friends pair off and buy matching patio furniture. A bad marriage destroys wealth and peace faster than any other variable. Extending the vetting process for a partner is the most critical due diligence you will ever perform. When you look at all three pillars together, the choice comes down to paying the patience tax today or paying the switching cost tomorrow. Reversing a major life decision in your 40s requires immense friction. Tearing down a built life stops all your forward momentum dead in its tracks. This decision tree outlines the two paths. You can optimize for immediate security, or you can optimize for alignment, which requires navigating near-term uncertainty to reach long-term stability. As the tree shows, prioritizing immediate security is a statistical trap. It forces you to make permanent choices with incomplete data, inevitably creating the exact midlife crises you were trying to avoid. True optimization requires walking straight through the valley of uncertainty. There is no bypass route to long-term stability. If you are in your 20s, the anxiety of falling behind your peers is overwhelming. Lean into maximum flexibility. Your lack of commitment isn't a character flaw. It is an active phase of gathering the necessary data to make a permanent choice later. If you are in your 30s or beyond, you are likely wrestling with the sunk cost fallacy, convinced you have invested too much time in your current triad to change it now. Absorb the severe temporary disruption of changing course now. It is the only way to secure decades of future alignment. Treat your life's infrastructure the way an institution handles capital allocation. Rigorous due diligence takes time, but it protects the asset.